get on the other side. And
Say that again. What'd she say? He said what? That was a good. What'd he
most
say?
lessons or some lessons are learned the hard way.
Ah, yeah. Some lessons are learned the hard way. I guess the Philadelphia Eagles are learning that lesson because what the Philadelphia Eagles are going through right right now, we I've never been part of a regime that is in a fan base that's so split right now. I really
Mhm.
do. I really feel it splits. There's 100 people saying 100 different people saying 100 different things, and everybody has an opinion, and based on that opinion is where you land. And it's really really interesting to see. Like even us, right? We're split on where the Philadelphia Eagles are right now and their OC coach. Why are they at the reason? You know what? Let's just get to it, man.
I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away. One parlay away. One parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over. Took my home.
I got to figure that joint out where they don't say they took the Chiefs on the over. That joint is crazy, man. That joint is hot, man.
That's a vibe right there. That's a vibe for
It
sure.
is definitely a vibe. I forget. I got to find out the actual owner of that AI so I can make sure I give him his props because that wasn't something I made up.
Mm.
But your joint is definitely dope. Welcome everybody back for another episode of Money Pot Nights. I'm the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money. And I got my guy with me on the late night talk. Be humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Yeah, we in here, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and you kind of heard me talk about it in the beginning, prefixing it with the Philadelphia Eagles and what the hell is happening in Philly and why I feel, in my opinion, don't nobody want to come here. Don't nobody want to be. No, don't nobody want to deal with it, right? And I think Dabo is the biggest name that's still out there that a lot of people want. But the reports are that he's either going to go for the head coaching job of the Buffalo Bills or he's going to go be the OC of the Tennessee Titans. This man is picking the Tennessee Titans over the Philadelphia Eagles, who just came from a Super Bowl, who has all this talent. So I pose the question at the bottom because I think this is where I'm at this point. And you tell me, and we'll add some reports from like WIP. I think Acho spoke on it. We'll get all these videos out to kind of see where you kind of land if you agree with their statements or not. But I'll ask you, bro, and I ask the people out there. Do you think OCs are passing on the Eagles? And if they are passing on the Eagles, do you think it's because of Nick Sirianni, or do you think it's because of Jalen Hurts?
I think it's a good question. I mean, I think this has a lot to do with it. What we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I think this is a part of that. This is a reason why potentially we don't really know the situation. There's only really two people we talked about. Mike
Yeah.
McDaniels, obviously, we would really have loved Mike McDaniels to come here. It looked like he wasn't interested in coming here from the door. I only think he came in for an interview. So to me, that tells me that he had his mind made up of where he wanted to be. Obviously, Los Angeles is close for him to be closer to home. Situation there is okay, I guess.
Yeah, I heard it was
Um,
a wife thing too.
yeah,
I heard the Dolphins owe him 26 million, I think,
right. So
over the
he
next 2
Gucci,
years.
Gucci. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then his wife's from the area.
Yeah, so I knew
So,
something with his family. He wanted to be closer to home,
yeah, that's what I
potentially.
heard.
Right? I don't think it was anything like that. Was like, oh no way, the Eagles are this, curse organization. I don't think that's what it was. I think we would love to have that creativity as the offensive coordinator. If he was looking to potentially get back as far as being a head coach again, this would be the path. Trends tell you that, right? And then I think Dabo, I think that was the biggest one, but Dabo came in. So I don't know if to me, that's not a Jalen thing. That sounds as if something that's happening within, potentially, the organization or, he has familiarity. He has Jalen familiarity. He has Saquon Barkley familiarity. So it must be something that the numbers may not have been right, or, what they want him to do may not be right, or maybe they wanted Nick to, what I'm saying? Who knows? I'm speculating. So
for sure.
I don't think this is for me, and I'm biased. I feel like I'm on the protective side of Jalen, but I think this is only two people, right? And the problem is that the radio, the local media, everybody wants.
Yeah, let's keep AJ Brown. Yeah. We'll get to that too.
Everybody wants to jump to this negative conclusion off of a day after somebody makes a decision. We got to pipe down, man. We just got to pipe down. Everybody has to calm down. We just ran out an offensive coordinator out the building, right? We just did that. People are going to have, reservations coming here and understanding that pressure of being an offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. So that has to kind of come into. We did Egg Day House, right? Coming to the egg house was egg. People know that.
Yeah. So
as fans, and I'm not blaming fans, but we are all part of this problem. Between the fans, between the media, the organization, the players, including Jalen, Nick Sirianni, of course, is going to lead that, is a part of potentially why it's tougher right now to get offensive coordinator, because the expectations are so high. There's no room for failure right now. And I want to get behind that wheel because it's like, shit, I want to be here for another few years. I don't want to taint my career. And that could be something that's happening here.
Yeah, and I think I think the problem for me, at least, and we'll get to some videos here in a minute, is that how is this job not the best job on the market?
As an offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
But it's
with all these tools.
It's a gift and a curse, though.
And then the autonomy that's we quote unquote that we're hearing is the rumor that it's going to be your offense and whatever you want to do. Right.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse.
So it's just like I don't understand how this is not possibly the best OC job in the market. You're coming off a Super Bowl win, and then this year also, you got whatever this year happened, but like this team is still good and it's got stars everywhere. It's an all-star team. Like that's what it is.
Top defense also to help you along that way.
Yeah,
it's a great landing spot.
Right.
But that landing spot means you got to perform. And some cats don't want that fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone to sit on that $26 million. What the fuck, Don?
Don.
I called the cops up there in Michigan for you. Make sure you was good.
What's up, Don? Oh, he switched up, right? He already on basketball mode too, right? Them Detroit Pistons is up there. I think number 1 in the division, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Good to see you, Don. Though.
Yeah. Good to see you, Don, for sure. But yeah, no, for sure. I think that, it's just like you said, a gift and a curse, and I think that it is tough. It's I just can't see why you would go to Tennessee. They ain't shit in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I see Cam. Do you want to mold him? They just hired a new head coach, so you're not getting a new head coaching job there, right? They just hired Saleh, so it's just like, really?
I think that could be it. So this is what we do know, right? Facts came in, and Brian Daboll came in here.
Yes,
had an interview. He came here, had an interview.
Yes,
and then when he got out of here, he said, "Nah, I'm cool." If he wasn't interested, he would never came. He would have did what Mike McDaniels did. Hey, catch me on the Zoom call, and we're gonna figure it out as I'm on my way to LA.
You have this. Let me see.
You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it's telling me that something happened there. Whereas though he's saying that Tennessee is a better fit for me because maybe, obviously, we know Robert Saleh is a defensive guy. He's gonna be focused on the defense, and Brian Daboll is gonna have full autonomy, like we know he's gonna have of that offense and can make all the directions on that end. I'm pretty sure if he was to go to Tennessee, where we are quote unquote saying you'll have full autonomy of the offense, but we know how Howie works. We know how Nick Sirianni has been working over the past few years. So yeah.
So here it is. Here's the confirmed and complete interview schedule so far for the Philadelphia Eagles. Somebody had put this up. Is it Dabo or Dabo, right?
Brian Dabo.
Dabo, yeah. So Dabo is still out there, but Mike McDaniels obviously already signed. I don't think anybody else on here signed as of yet. But these are the selections that are out there and that have interviewed for the OC job here in Philadelphia. The red kind of diamonds are, what you would expect. You go through a series of interviews. That's the first interview. I'm not sure what the diamond means. I'm assuming the stars of the group that you kind of want and love. I know Mike Kafka was a quarterback here. Josh Grizzard has some experience with dealing with stars. Jim Bob Cooter is a kind of out of that Sirianni. He worked with Sirianni when Sirianni was with the Colts. Bobby Slowick was a pass game coordinator, not really an OC. And then you got Charlie Weiss Jr., who Charlie Weiss, the father, really didn't do nothing. Charlie Weiss was in New England Patriots OC for a while, and then he was the head coach of Notre Dame for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So those are the guys that are out there. Before we get to some videos here talking about this, any name on here that piques your interest? I think all these names outside Brian Dabo is not something that the fans would get excited about.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if we're going to go this far, Bobby Slowick, obviously, you're getting part of that tree. Somebody that understands that offense that we would want from Mike McDaniel. So I will definitely take a look at that as far as being a passing game coordinator for that team. And I didn't mind Charlie Wise. I thought he did a great job coming out of, after the Lane Kiffin, leaving, and was able to lead that team to some victories moving forward. I think Charlie Wise is a young guy. Most likely would be with us for a while. Will take some time, most likely, to coordinate that type of offense. The question is, would it still fall underneath the Nick Sirianni's style? Potentially, because he's so young. But those are the two names I would go. I wouldn't go with those other guys. I'm okay on Billy Bob Cooter or whatever his name is.
When I said it, I wanted to say pause too.
I'm cool. So, all right, we're gonna go. If we're not gonna get those top two, I'd rather just go young. Right. And let's build. Right, we got a quarterback gonna be here for the next few years. Obviously, Devontae will be here for the next few years. We don't know. Question mark on AJ. Our defense will get stronger and better. Saquon's locked in for a little bit, so we'll build on that O-line. We'll replace our tight ends. I think you get some time with that offense with these new guys and build from there.
What do you mean by this, Chris Cook? I'm not sure. And Jay, Mike is going to, because Mike went to Tennessee. No,
Mike went to Chargers.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Chargers. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that, bro. All right, let's take a look. Listen to what the airways are talking about on the radio. Still talking about this OC.
12 to 14 hours, Mike McDaniel has taken the the offensive coordinator job for the Los Angeles Chargers, and Brian Daboll, according to Diana Rossini, is either going to take the head coaching job in Buffalo, which is totally understandable, or the offensive coordinator job for Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. And yesterday, we talked through all this stuff, and I said, I don't think this is as attractive as a job as we think it is, and I listed like 5 or 6 things, but Hugh, sometimes the most obvious thing is the real thing. And it's pretty clear to me that this is an indictment on Jalen Hurts. That Mike McDaniel specifically last night chose coaching Justin Herbert over coaching Jalen Hurts. And if Brian Daboll has an opportunity to coach Jalen Hurts, who he knows and has coached, or Cam Ward, who has one uneven year in the NFL, and he's choosing Cam Ward, this is an indictment on Hurts, Hugh. I know that people are not going to like to hear this, but that I truly believe that offensive coordinators are looking at the situation and saying, hey, I don't know about this quarterback. You look at his numbers last year, it's bottom half of the NFL. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to run much. I think he's declining as a runner anyway. And I look at it and say, how good is this quarterback? Like, seriously, how good is he right now? And I think the league is telling us, these offensive coaches are telling us, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might not be that good anymore, and he might be in decline.
Ooh.
Plus all that other stuff.
Here we go.
Plus all that other stuff.
All right, yeah, we'll stop right there. Right, we'll stop right there. Now let's listen to what the other side is saying as well on this topic here.
Jalen Hurts is the problem. I'm gonna question this. Here's just a few Hurts quotes. We got to get out of this play not to lose mentality. We have to come out, play aggressive, and play our game. You saw our game in the second half. That was after the Rams.
Yes.
Hurts desired before the 2024 season, where they went to the Super Bowl last year. He publicly believed the Eagles were overly reliant on vertical routes and not utilizing short to intermediate throws, particularly over the middle, where Brown has thrived in his career. That sounds like Jalen Hurts is petitioning for something that people are saying Jalen Hurts doesn't want to do. And you remember last year, after the NFC title game, Jalen Hurts quoted, "They let me out of my straitjacket on Sunday." I'm going to just say to you, if you're just thinking that it's Jalen Hurts that is the problem, there's 3 opportunities, 2 of them within the past calendar year, where Jalen Hurts has spoken out and said, look, take the shackles off. Let me do something here. You're asking me to quarterback a team wearing handcuffs.
Yeah.
Let me out of it. And so to me, that sort of goes contrary to Jalen Hurts being this overly nervous guy that doesn't want to do things. I think it's an unfair representation of Jalen Hurts.
So as you can see, everywhere, right? The city's on 2 different sides of what to do. Everybody has an opinion. I got more videos, but I think 2 is enough. After hearing that stuff, what do you think about what we're hearing? And I think Hugh Douglas said it best. Like, here we go.
I think it's a shame and embarrassing. What was that, WIP?
I think so, yeah.
Was that Joe Glazer? What's his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Joe Glazer?
Yeah.
You should be ashamed that you represent the city of Philadelphia with a sports radio show that talks about the Philadelphia Eagles and Philadelphia Phillies and Flyers and X, Y, and Z. And you're supposed to be supportive. I understand you want to be real and be factual. You're supposed to be supporting your home team. To say that is the reason why you literally just said, well, Jalen Hurts is the reason why Mike McDaniels decided Justin Herbert over you have no idea. You have completely no idea. That's just not a factual statement, and you're saying it with such conviction. You said Brian Dabo is choosing Cam Ward. Obviously, that's not true either. He came in for a visit. He had an interview. So it doesn't make sense that this is a quarterback issue when you got a whole offense. You got one of the best running backs in the game. We're just going to say, all right, well, listen, they got Jalen Hurts, so, man, forget it. I'm going to go over here to Cam Ward, who's in his second year, and he got so much potential. And it's Cam Ward and who? Name me another player in Tennessee. Like, come on, man. Like, they got to stop. And this is the problem. This is why people don't want to come to Philadelphia and play for Philadelphia, because they got to hear the noise, including AJ, which probably at one point, yes, maybe the team is dysfunctional for him and he's not happy where he's at team-wise, but I'm sure he's getting it from the media too. And he's like, man, bro, we just won a Super Bowl here, and it's negative. And I'm including into that negative as far as saying about AJ Brown. I'm including that in there. And it's this craziness. We're less than 12 months from being on the top of the world as Super Bowl champions. This whole season's been a disaster. I couldn't wait for it to end because it was so crazy. It's such a negative tone. Exactly, such a negative tone. But that's what
I say. I said it's sinking ship, man. It's about to implode. I said it. It's about to implode, and it's gonna watch. I said it last week. I've been saying it. You know, it might not be Carson Wentz 2.0 as I labeled it, but this offense will implode. It seems like the A.J. Brown talks are getting louder about him being traded. And I think that with Goddard, I don't think they're going to pay him top 3 money. So he's gone. We do have other receivers here. Obviously, Smitty being able to step in the one role and see what he can do with that. But once you remove those two from the picture, and then your depth gets very, very shaky. Because after Smitty, there's nothing, especially nothing proven. Are they going to re-sign Dotson? Do you think you want Dotson as your number 2? Cooper has some promise, but, I don't know. Now you need another tight end, right? Lane Johnson's getting long in the tooth. The left side of the offense, Dickerson doesn't know if his body's going to hold up. Juergens is coming off back surgery. What's the shelf life for Saquon? All these questions start to pick up and come together. And that's why I came to my conclusion that this offense, like, I'm almost at the point where I'm so extreme right now, bro. I'm not even sure we make the playoffs next year. That's where I'm at in my head. Like, we might not, and not even that, we got to have a new offense install. So then now Jalen's got to learn a completely new offense. Like literally a whole new offense, new terminology, as obviously doesn't make sense to rip it all out and put his install in, but he's going to have to learn something new. And that takes time. People think that these guys can learn all this stuff within a year. They can't.
And guess what, though, Moss? I'm okay with that.
Really?
Bro, I'm okay.
Oh, wow.
Like, we done did it. We done did. Like, let's walk like Philly fans, bro. We did it. We did it, bro. We did it.
Really?
Like, we gotta live in that, or we gonna miss it. And that's what's happening. We missing it. We so eager for the next one. We missing the moment.
Well, yeah, because it's now. The dynasty talk is now.
And then it's over, though. Like we said, we already done threw them under the rug. We threw them under the bus. They did not capitalize on it. I just told you I was begging for the season to be over because it was such negativity coming off a Super Bowl victory. Less than a year. The next Super Bowl is not even here. We are still Super Bowl champions as we talk right now. You will never believe it.
No, we're not. We're not Super Bowl champions.
We are Super Bowl champs.
We're not Super Bowl champions.
Who's the holding Super Bowl champion right now?
Whoever wins the Super Bowl.
No, that's not how it works. The trophy gets passed. Over.
Yeah, bro. No, you can't hold on to that. You can't hold on to that no more. It's over.
But what I'm saying
we
is
out. Cancun on 3.
Less than 12 months ago, we were holding the trophy. And you would act like this is a team that's starving for championship. And that's the problem. We got to chill. As fans, myself included, bro, we got to chill. Unless we did this before. We were there in 2018. We won a championship. Like you said, the Carson Wentz era started, or the debacle happened, and we got right back. It's okay.
So that's what you think. So you're banking on.
I'm not banking on anything. Don't put words in my mouth on that. I'm saying I'm okay with it. Oh, I'm okay if that happens. I'm okay with us retooling and getting that stuff back. But we got to get the cancers out. I'm 100% for AJ gone. We got to rebuild this if we're going to rebuild it the right way. If it's going to take the OC to some time.
That's so crazy talking about rebuild after a Super Bowl win. That's where I'm at. Like I can't get there because this team was built to win now.
But we're not, though. We would have won then. We would have won. We got bounced by the 49ers with nobody on the team.
JV team.
Right. So they weren't built to win.
But
something was missing.
I can't. It's hard to say. I mean, because we're at a point right now where I think me and you are on the same page that the NFL is a year-to-year league.
100%.
Right? It's definitely a year-to-year league. So when I think of that, I understand it's a new year. But like you said, we're still living in the fact that we just won a Super Bowl. So I can't just for me at least in my brain, I can't just switch that fast, knowing that the team was constructed to be together for the next couple of years because the window and the opportunity to make the run, to win multiple Super Bowls are there. And now from what you're saying and what I'm interpreting, I'm okay if that doesn't happen. Well, I'm not. I'm not okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny how we're always kind of in line sports-wise for the most part. This one, we're on the completely different sides. I don't want to get rid of AJ. I do think Jalen Hurts is more of a problem than people are saying or admitting. But I guess now that is starting to change because now people are not catching up, but people are getting louder with that hypothesis or opinion. And then I don't think blowing it up is the situation to rebuild.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You signed AJ back. Or no, sorry, he's already signed. AJ comes back.
Yes.
What's changing?
What's changing? So obviously we get an OC, right? So that's going to change.
So we're banking on the OC. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not banking. I'm banking on Jalen not having the year that he did.
What? 25-5 or what? Just what just making
I'm
making the right
I'm banking on
reads?
Saquon not having the year that he had either.
So you think our O-line is going to get better?
I think our O-line will be healthier. I think is a
So
better
Dicker's
word.
back will be better. Lane Johnson will get younger.
I think Lane
will
will
better?
be healthier.
And Dallas Goedert's still going regardless.
Goddard's gone though, but I think you can draft a Dallas Goedert type player.
This is what I'll be talking about, Nate. This is what I'll be
mean?
saying. So you add the Dallas Goedert part of the AJ missing, and then you just say when I say Dallas Goedert's going, we can find another Dallas Goedert.
We can.
So can we not do that if AJ's gone?
No. We're talking about a top. We're talking about a top.
We're never drafting a number one first round tight end. We're not doing it.
We don't have to. Goddard wasn't a tight end in the
so
first round.
why can't we draft a Goddard when we would draft a Goddard when we draft him?
Because we can get a Goddard in the second or third round. We've done that before.
So are you saying we're going to draft Dallas Goedert in the second round?
I think in this coming draft, we will select a tight end in the first 3 rounds. Absolutely.
Regardless,
yes. Absolutely.
So what does that matter if AJ's here or not? Because you add the Dallas Goedert being gone, if you say we can replace him with the Dallas Goedert, then it doesn't make a difference. If that's for what you're saying, your theory, your philosophy. I'm just putting that back out there.
Well, I'm not. Because I would never bank on a rookie year 1 to be the impact that Dallas Goedert is in year 5. But I believe the caliber of the player and the talent of the player you can find in the draft. I don't think you can find that in AJ Brown.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking, I just want to know, what are your expectations? If we get a new offensive coordinator, right? You think we can make the playoffs and make a run for a Super Bowl? Is that what you're saying?
Say that one more time.
After what you saw this year,
yeah,
we just bring in a new OC, and obviously Goddard's gone, and maybe we might lose a couple other pieces. You think we're going to still be able to retool because AJ's going to still be here and we'll be able to make a run for a Super Bowl? That's what you think with this team?
I think that the team constructed as is, even with Goddard gone, is still good enough to possibly get to a Super Bowl. Obviously, a lot of things have to happen. Health has to happen, and I think Jalen and Saquon have to have decent years.
It's amazing that that's your belief, but yet we also believe this is like the beginning of the end. It's going to implode. It doesn't.
Because I told you that we know we had this conversation before multiple times. I'm on the board that you don't get to the Super Bowl without AJ Brown on this team, and you're not. You're not of that thought process. So that's where we kind of defer. Because when AJ got here, Jalen got really good, and that was by design. We can't say whether he was going to be bad or not. I just know how good Jalen got with AJ here. And by AJ being here, out of the 4 years he's been here, we went to 2 Super Bowls. So to me, that is the impact of the player impacting the quarterback. And regardless if they don't like each other or not, it works. It works. AJ and Jalen work. When AJ gets over 100 yards, their record is phenomenal. When AJ's on the team, their record is phenomenal. It works. Similar to Lane Johnson, right? It just works. So you want to split that marriage up, and I get it. To your point, cancer in the locker room, almost a poison pill or a poison seed within the team. Now you have this conversation that we're having now where you have the team split, and you have people saying Team AJ, Team Jalen, and we have this problem, right? Even with the media. Letting the media fuel the fire, keep that shit indoors, shut your mouth, and then handle it inside and get through it so we don't have this problem as we are. But what I'm saying, through all that noise, through all that detail, that does matter, not minimizing it, at the end of the day on the football field, them MFers work. And they win a lot of games, and they won a lot of games together. I don't care that people think that he's not a team-first guy. after they won the Super Bowl, he was like, I'm done with it. Time to get my numbers. Time to be legendary. I'm okay with that because some people are just wired like that, and it's okay to be wired like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't. But for this team, people want it to be team first.
We are completely.
Yeah, we're on. We're on.
Yeah, because we won with AJ. We also lost with AJ. So,
but we won more than we lost with AJ.
No, we didn't. We won.
What are you talking about?
We won one Super Bowl. We went to one, right? And then we completely fall off a cliff in 2 years. We're actually 2 for 2. We're 2 for 4.
We're 2 for 2.
2 for 4. Right?
That's pretty damn good.
Because it's the aftermath. What I'm saying is the aftermath. You told me that this was a championship type team.
It is.
And we completely imploded from the inside out, led and started by AJ Brown. Right? It put the spotlight on everybody. It put the spotlight on Jalen Hurts. It put the spotlight on Kevin Petula. And then it never stopped from there. And then he starts getting his targets. He gets quiet. He says nothing. And then when the spotlight is on you in the biggest moment, you completely disappear yourself, AJ. And then you don't talk to the media. You don't express yourself after you express yourself all season long. You just walk out. So to me, he doesn't want to be here. I don't want any player, no matter how great you are in an organization that's going to cause turmoil, to be a part of it. To keep you, I'd rather let you go. Thank you, AJ, for your services. We would have not won a Super Bowl if it wasn't for you, AJ Brown. Thank you so much. But your services are now completed here because you're destroying it from the inside out. Because you're just not happy.
Get your ass on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And for me as a fan, I'm okay with that. Let's move on from him. And we'll build back, and we'll get right back to it.
He was ready to say. He tried to say it in a really nice way, but what he trying to say, AJ, is get your ass on.
Go on. And I appreciate you. Listen, I'll buy the jersey. I support that. You did your job. Job well done.
That's funny as hell. All right, we didn't crush the Eagles talk for damn near half the show. So let's keep moving on to the other topics of the day.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Yeah, let's stay in football. And what's gaining steam right now is an interesting deal, obviously, with the Indiana Hoosiers winning national championship. And you followed me early on. You got some money, got paid for that one. I thought it was really kind of criminal that they were almost 3-1 to win the championship right when you kind of knew the Final Four. I thought that was interesting. So it was too big of a deal for me to pass up. So, but Tom Brady was there, and what was Tom Brady wearing? Some Raider stuff.
He's working. He's
working. Looking at Mendoza. But a little noise out there is saying that the Baltimore Ravens are really looking at trading Lamar Jackson to the Raiders. There he is. Somebody hooked that up. What do you think, bro? You think this is for real? Like, I mean, obviously it's got to be for the number 1 pick, right? Like, obviously. Where it has to deal with number 1 pick and maybe a multiple picks for Lamar Jackson to go to the Raiders. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you pulling the trigger on this one, or are you riding it? Are you riding with Mendoza?
If I was the Raiders?
Yeah, you're the Raiders. You got the number 1 pick. You're the Raiders.
Hell yeah! If I was the Raiders, I'll take an MVP caliber action Jackson to my team. Absolutely. Why would I not? If I'm Baltimore, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. You would lose a Hall of Fame potential coach and a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
You don't do that. Why would I want to be a head coach there? You won't get a head coach. Like, why would I want to be a head coach at Baltimore if you're going to lose the best piece?
I'm not going to hold you. Outside of the Lamar Jackson thing, I do think Mendoza fits in Baltimore. I don't know what their culture is going to be, but as of right now, team first guy, die on the field guy, as he said, always got those great interviews where he says something that makes you kind of like him even more and proves it in the game. But the way he plays, I'm trying to think who he reminds me of a little bit. Who does he remind you of a little bit?
I would say this. Nobody was worried about, for instance, Mendoza before the season started.
Yeah, but that's not the case now.
I get he clawed up clawed up the ranks.
He's the number one pick.
Right. He clawed up the ranks. Indiana did it itself. They were ranked 20th during the preseason.
Yeah.
So this isn't Andrew Luck, bro. Like we're not trading Lamar Jackson or an MVP caliber quarterback for a risk at number one. You're just not doing it. You got your quarterback, right? If you don't want to re-sign him in a few years, and then at that time you want to look for a quarterback, okay, that makes sense. I would be very, very shocked that Baltimore will lose their head coach and their starting quarterback, MVP caliber quarterback, that one of the most unique quarterbacks we've ever seen in an NFL. You just don't do it.
No, it's funny, man. I kind of like the shakeup from Baltimore. I mean, you already ripped the Band-Aid off with Harbaugh. Why not just keep going? You're hitting the reset button, I feel.
No, I don't know. I mean, unless the owner feels like Jim Lamar is the issue.
He might. He hasn't won nothing.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, we already said that Lamar will be a part of that coaching hire talk. So the idea that you're going to potentially talk about trading him, but to me, sounds crazy. I would be completely flabbergasted if they were to trade trade Lamar Jackson. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just smoke and mirrors and, just a bunch of bullshit that's throwing out there. Mendoza would be in the black and silver, black and steel, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Come draft day, and I think that'll be where we are.
All right. So this is Cap. You got this is Cap.
100% Cap from me.
Okay. 100% Cap. I hear you. You know what is also Cap, bro?
This MoneyPot podcast, Cap?
Oh, yeah, that's on fire, bro.
See a little,
I see a little army joint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where you get that joint from? Oh, you get that joint from there. Okay. You get that joint from there.
See how I threw that up? Threw that up?
Yeah, of course. You know it's D Wade Bryant all day.
Make sure you throw that thing down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All day. But you know what's Cap? People who don't know what a catch is. Because I feel like I don't know what a catch is.
You
anymore.
don't. You sure don't.
I sure enough don't. Don't know what a catch.
Experience express what's happening here.
Yes. So you take me.
I will.
Through what is a catch?
Yes.
Right? Let me I missed that one. Let me put it here. What is a catch in the NFL today? Let's put that up there. Right? Because we had two great games too, by the way. Right? Great games for NFL football. And for people out there watching right now, we got almost 50 people in the chat. Thank you guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the follow button. I think what else we got? Super chats up there. We got memberships up there. Make sure you guys go join. We got all kinds of cool stuff for MoneyPot. And this is not the only show, obviously. This is a fun show, obviously, though. But we had two catches. One in the Buffalo game, and then one in the Rams game. And we're going to go side by side. And I want you, from your referee skill set, explain to us how these catches are different and what we're looking at. I'm gonna turn the volume down and give you the mic in terms of breaking this down. All right, so we got the pick first. Let's run it back a little bit. I'll move the banner so we all get to see what we're watching. All right, start with the top here.
Yes. And
let me know about this Denver Broncos versus Buffalo game. Critical part in the game, in OT. Obviously, they put them at, I think, the 20-yard line. If this is ruled a completed catch, and obviously Buffalo goes on and wins this game.
Cool. All right, so we're looking at the top. We can pause it. All right, here we go. Very, very simple. All right. I understand the controversy. Big time plays and big time moments of the game, especially for the Buffalo Bills and all the Buffalo Bill fans. So they're going to find every other catch that looks anything similar or close to it a reason why this wasn't a catch.
Yeah.
The rule in the NFL is that a player attempting to catch the ball in flight must survive the ground. That means they must complete the catch fully with the ball in their hands.
Okay.
That means they are falling to the ground while making the catch. That means that there is no completion yet or possession of the football until they completed it all the way through the ground. As you can see, and if you can run it back to the beginning really quickly, and I just want to break it down for y'all. We can pause it right there. We can see that Cooks for Buffalo is in flight to catch the ball, right? He is going to end up coming down to the ground while trying to catch the football. He has to complete the catch by surviving the ground. We all know he didn't survive the ground because guess who did not end up with the ball once the play ended?
Mr. Cooks.
He didn't have the possession of the ball.
Yeah.
The possession of the ball is now going into 29's hands. And he completes the catch because he's also falling to the ground, right?
Yep.
With the ball in his hands, we can see right there, all the way through as he stands up. So what we can say in that first clip up top against Buffalo, Cooks never had possession of the ball because he never survived the ground. Very similar to the Kevin Johnson rule back in, early 2000s.
Right.
We look down at the lower end, Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this clip doesn't go before the play. It's only taking it right as soon as he gets. So you're not seeing that actually Devontae Adams catches the ball with 2 feet on the ground. He's not in flight or falling to the ground. He is immediately, as he catches the ball with 2 feet solid on the ground, he is then immediately tackled to the ground. So that means there is a possession of the ball by Devontae Adams first with 2 feet on the ground, and then he's tackled. And so if his knee touches the ground, then the ball is dead. He's actually now a runner at that point. And that's the the differences between the interception up top and then the possession of Adams at the bottom. Is that Adams had 2 feet on the ball, two feet on the ground when he caught the pass, was tackled immediately. So any piece of the knee, the elbow, the shin that touched the ground, he'll be considered dead as the ball is being stripped out. Cooks is actually in the air catching the ball, and the rule has to complete the catch through the ground to have possession. And that's the difference. It's a very simple thing. It looks murky, but hopefully I was able to explain that to folks of what possession of the football is and being in flight and catching the ball is and falling to the ground versus having 2 feet standard on the ground.
I'm with you.
It just took a little bit, just took a little time.
Well done.
My man, 50 grand.
Well done.
So Buffalo fans, and the most kindest
one bites the dust.
Kindest way. Shut the fuck up. Josh Allen had 5 turnovers. Y'all had 5 turnovers.
And another one.
That incomplete pass or interception was a valid interception and was not the reason why y'all lost that game.
And another one. Speaking about them Buffalo Bills, the team that they played, shocking news came out. I know it already hit everybody. Mr. Bo Nix has a fractured ankle. So the question I have for you, bro, because after this one, we're going to get into our Super Bowl MVP predictions. Can Denver win without Bo Nix? But first, let me show you where Bo Nix got hurt and what play he got hurt on.
Out for the rest of the season with a right ankle fracture despite finishing the game and walking after a career-defining win over the Bills. Let's break this down. Sean Payton confirmed the injury occurred on the second to last play, but it's worth rewinding one snap earlier on the roughing the passer play. The right ankle is clearly visible, no direct contact, no roll, no twist, and he lands forward on his chest with no fracture mechanism. On the confirmed injury play, Nix is scrambling to the left and plants off the right foot to change directions. There's a brief eversion moment as the defender closes, then he goes airborne and lands on the right foot in marked plantar flexion under axial load. No one steps on the foot. From the alternate angle, the foot stays pointed downward. It's not rolled up on, doesn't get twisted, followed by a subtle push off.
So I found this video. I'm not sure if this guy is actually an expert in terms of medical thing. He's saying, plantar and, stuff in the foot. motherfucker, he fractured his ankle. So
And I think that was the play.
That was a play. I do
Yeah.
believe it was a play.
Which was a terrible play call. I didn't understand what the play call was.
Yeah. So, but going to now where they are now, obviously you had Bo Nix for the majority of the year, had a pretty decent season, and now you lose Bo Nix, even though you are moving on to the AFC Championship against the New England Patriots. They will be starting. Was it Jason?
Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham. As of right now, Jarrett Stidham. I looked it up before. He was with the Raiders. His career numbers are 8 touchdowns to 8 picks. He's been sacked so many times. Only started 4 games, 2 with the Raiders and 2 with the Broncos last year.
Which I think he looked good again with the Broncos last year.
Yeah, he might have.
If we can take that look at that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you didn't answer your question. I apologize.
No, it's just going back to this game, the AFC game, and right, we'll get to our Super Bowl MVP predictions because we're talking about the AFC Championship game. You know, how do you see this game going? It's in Denver.
It's in Denver.
So that's a good thing. New England's got to travel across the coast, so there's always a problem with that. But how do you see this game going right now? New England is favored by -4.5. Right now, I don't know where it opened in that 42.5. I mean, New England really hasn't played anybody, but they just played probably the best defense in the NFL, and they got away with one, I think, against the Texans because the Texans just were just that defense was swarming. So they got away with one. I don't think Denver's defense is as good as the Texans, and I think Denver does give up a lot of yards to actually kind of mobile quarterbacks and quarterback teams that spread you out a little bit. So it'll be interesting how they tackle this one. But what do you see in this game, and can Denver win without Bo Nix?
I think this kind of goes back to can they win, right? I think matter of fact, we just talked about that Indiana game, right? Miami game. I said it'll be a close game, right? I think that's when we reported that. I said I wouldn't be surprised if it was a blowout, but I think it's going to be more of a 24-20 is what I said. Indiana 24-20. End up being 26-21 with a late touchdown. But I think this can still be the same. I think Denver's defense is definitely valid enough to cause Patriots some issues. You have one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You got good safety play. You got a I think it's a linebacker. It was a Magugla. I can't think of his name, but he flies around and get after you for Denver. Yep. You got some edge rushers on the outside with Nick Benito and.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Benito. I don't know the other boy you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a linebacker or safety. He comes down and makes some big plays. He plays almost like Palo.
Hofunda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a baller. I mean, he comes down and wrecks shop. So I do think they'll be able to disrupt New England. I think the game's going to be close. And if Jarrett Stidham's not going to have to do too much besides just don't turn the ball over.
I'm about to say, if he turns the ball over.
If he turns the burn over, then it's going to be a different game. So I do believe in Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton is a great coach. We look at Sean Payton's history with backup quarterbacks. I think he did something with Teddy Bridgewater, if I believe, that came in for him for a while and did great as a backup. I think you can think about
that's a good call out. What is Sean Payton done with backups?
Right. And I think we even had Tyson Hill came in, right? Tyson Hill's still in the league right now because of Sean Payton, right? Believed in him, came in, did his thing as far as a backup quarterback. So I think historically it tells you that Sean Payton, when he believes in a backup, he keeps them close. And they wanted, from the rumors or what the reports are, is they wanted Stidham to be their backup quarterback because they felt like they can, if anything happened to Bo Nix, he'll be able to step right in. Is it a big drop off? Potentially, but I think they have enough faith with them that he can kind of get the job done. So I don't know. I think the game is going to be much closer. I think that's why the line is probably where it is and not blown up a little bit more. So yeah, man, I think it's going to be a tighter game than we think.
I think that was a great call out, and I just looked it up. Here's the stat. Sean Payton with backups is 10-2 in his career. Both of them with New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0
Yep.
in 2019, and then Jameis Winston went 5-2.
I forgot about Jameis.
Yeah, Jameis Winston went 5-2 in some of those later years in the Saints. I don't have the year, but he went 5-2, and Teddy went 5-0. So 10-2.
Yeah.
10-2. And this is a good call out too. I didn't know about this. Cujo 92J. The Patriots drafted.
Yeah, did. This is like a full circle for Statham.
Yeah. They drafted Statham. So they understand what he is, and they've had him under their umbrella. So I think they would have at least an understanding what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are, and they would probably be more likely looking to exploit that. So this is a great call out.
Yep.
Great call out here.
He backed up Tom Brady, I believe. So that's been that long.
Yeah. Going to be a low scoring game, I think. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think Denver's defense is on the caliber of Houston's. They do fly around. Denver does have some stars and possibly the best corner in the league in Patrick Surtain. Hufanga that Humble just talked about is a heat-seeking missile. Bonito coming off the edge. So at every level, they do have some players there, but in my opinion, I just think it's New England's going to run it. You know what I mean?
Let's make sure we do also understand Houston defense. Well, let's put it this way. Houston defense is number one, right? And then Denver's top 5. I don't know. I think they might be ranking 3rd, maybe. So we are talking about an elite defense. Like we're talking about an elite defense here, and we got to understand if we're looking at Patriots was able to put X amount of points up against the Houston Texans. We got to remember that C.J. Stroud turned the ball over 5 times.
Yeah, he did.
Like we're talking about short fields every single time. So and defenses being on the field in that cold weather without a break because of the mishaps.
Both teams have 5 turnovers. It was crazy.
Right. So I would say for sure, from what our listener did post, I think this will be a low scoring game. I don't think Pats are going to go up. I definitely don't think they're going to get 34 points up. That's definitely not happening for sure. I would not think 34 points. And if you think they're going to get 34 points, your best bet on that case is to do team total over, because it's definitely not going to be 34. Maybe 20, maybe 24 and a half, maybe something like that, between 24 and 26, maybe. And I think that's even high.
Well, we do a lot of betting on this show. So why not bring up the handy dandy sports book and take a look-see at what we're looking at here?
Yeah, I would say no more than 24.
Because we were going to get right into our MVP, Super Bowl MVPs anyway. So let me zoom up for folks to see.
What's the line? 42? Absolutely. No more than 24.
Yeah, line is 42 at the moment. On here, compared to what I see on my phone with the score app, is a whole point higher on here. Let me zoom in one more so we can just make sure we see in there. This is 5.5. So if we go into the teams and we find out our team totals, we got TV scores, blah, 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 blah. They must have moved.
Yeah, you guys go to the slide.
Go to the right, yeah.
There we go at the end.
I think it was game team props.
Team
total, 23.5.
Your boy be on it, dog.
We know we clean. We know we clean at this.
More than 24
we know we clean at this. We do this all day. You know what I mean?
So back to the person who's watching the show that actually commented. Thanks for your comment. If you feel like they're going to get 34, then I would go and let's scroll that all the way down so we can kind of get a number of what that would look like on the plus money side.
30.
The other way. It'd be the other way. Keep going. He said 34 points. So you go the other way. Yep.
We can't even go that high.
So we can't, but we're looking at plus 425 on a dollar. So If you think they're going to hit 34 points, this would be an opportunity for you to make plus 425 on New England to score that much. I wouldn't bet it.
Here's another trend that you can look at, brother, because this is what we do. We teach about betting strategies and trends and things like that. Like I said, go to MoneyPot, the MoneyPot Sports Podcast YouTube channel, and you'll see that we have videos all about this. But just a quick run through of at home. What has Denver done? I think Denver's only lost one game at home, if I'm not mistaken. But they gave up 32 to the Giants and 34 to the Jags. So only 2 times this year they've given up 30 points at home, and they are 1, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 7-1. They are 8-1 at home. And that last I would say 7-1 at home, because that last one was against the Chargers when they started Trey Lance. I mean, they probably would have won that game, but still.
And including they just won a game at home just recently.
All right, let's give them a pick. Denver minus. I'm sorry, the Patriots minus 5.5, or Denver plus 5.5. Or you don't like any of those picks, and you would look at something else.
Yeah, I would look at something else here.
Okay, all right.
I would make money line parlay it, like New England money line parlay with, the Rams game, and I would go Seattle. I'll go to 2 favorites. I think it's a rematch against Seattle, New England, Super Bowl.
Okay. And then looking at Seattle, you just kind of said you think you like Seattle there too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get to, so there it is, right? Your Super Bowl pick is 1 versus 1, Denver versus Seattle. And if we go to Super Bowl 60, these are our MVPs. We have Darnold, Drake May. It's been a long time since a running back got a win as an MVP.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
It's going to be more likely obviously a quarterback. I'm thinking receiver this year. I already put in our chat, because I do think the Rams are going to get to the Super Bowl. I think Puka is a good number there. You can find him at 15 to 1, 1,500 to 1, or 1,700 to 1. But on this list here, who you like is not so much a dark horse, but something where you feel pretty confident that this player is in the running and will possibly be able to get a vote for MVP.
Yeah, I think if New England was to win, I think Drake May will be the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Seattle was to win, we can look at Jackson and Jigba at that plus 1,500, or we can look at, I would go Jackson and Jigba.
Okay. So I like those 2 picks. Quarterbacks typically win, and if with New England kind of coming into the fray, they like storylines. So now you have a full circle moment where New England, who is it? I think New England. I have New England versus Rams as the Super Bowl, and I think that's a full circle moment because I think they played twice, and I think variable was on the Rams. I mean, on the New England team that they won when they beat the Rams. So I don't think New England would beat the Rams. I think the Rams, I'm saying this for a while, especially when we were going to see possibly a matchup between the Eagles and the Rams. I did not want to see the Rams. I think the Rams are the most complete team in the NFL. And I just think that you got a walk and go jacket in Matthew Stafford. And I just think he's going to will his team to win. And I think Puka Nacua is probably the best all-around receiver in the NFL. And I just think he goes off. I just you can put Surtain on him up, and I think that does negate him, but we've seen him beat all-pro corners all day with his route running, his strength, and his ability to his yak, yards after catch. And it wouldn't surprise me if Puka has a monster day, 8 to 10 catches for over 100 something yards and maybe a tutty or two. So
Let me
my
ask
pick,
you a question.
yeah,
As you talk about yak,
yes, sir.
I feel like this question is starting to come around a little bit, or somebody has said something about, do you believe yak? I can't remember who it was. Do you believe yak should be a quarterback stat?
No, not at all.
So you don't think receivers that have yards after catch should go to the yards of the quarterback?
No,
But
because
it does go to the quarterback.
I mean it does go to the quarterback, but it's not a quarterback stat, right? Because if a receiver breaks a tackle, that has nothing to do with the quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. So should quarterbacks be receiving yak yards and underneath their total yards?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still think so. It's still yards after the catch. Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah,
that's why. I think that's the question. So I think some are saying that potentially that yak yards are receiver yards and should not be going to the quarterback because they have nothing to do with that play after the ball's caught.
I guess so.
So it's an interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never heard that before, actually.
Right, you look at Puka Nacua break a tackle or cut across the field and make extra juke move. And he breaking out for that go from a 15-yard pass play over here to 80 yards down the field.
Yeah, I feel
You know what
it.
I'm saying?
Right, facts. Here's the hypothetical setups: Seattle versus New England, -3.5, and then Rams versus New England, -3. I think that's where you want the Super Bowl to be. You don't want to be the Super Bowl's lopsided for anything -9.5 or -8.5. I don't think it makes it for an enjoyable Super Bowl knowing that one team more likely will win in dominant fashion against the other team. Even though any given Sunday, you never know. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles know all about that. But when teams are kind of like evenly matched, even though it's a neutral field, I still think that, it looks like, yeah, New England would be dogs in both matchups too. That's interesting. I think this is a bad matchup for New England with Seattle versus them. I think
They're
Seattle.
gonna be getting after Drake May.
Yeah, I think
That
Seattle.
Seattle defense is the real deal, man. They
Yeah,
get after it.
yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting game this weekend. Seattle, LA,
But
time, right?
I think this is the more exciting game where the NFL wants because they want the scoring.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And you can score on this Rams defense. So that's why. And then you can run on that Rams defense as well. So I think that's why this makes a lot of sense. And I think a dark horse as an MVP in this matchup is Henderson. If he gets off one and runs off a 50, 60-yarder, I think he's a dark horse as an MVP candidate here. Because then that takes the ball out of Drake Mays. They run the ball anyway. And you could see one of those running backs going off for a big run and then padding their stats where they get, 140, 150 yards, maybe 2 touches, right? I think that's enough to get them MVP consideration, unless Drake May has like 2 or 3 touchdowns and like 200 and something yards, then it doesn't really kind of matter, which they might do anyway. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough because Drake May runs with the ball. He's gonna be able to throw the ball. I'm sure he's gonna throw a couple passing touchdowns. It's gonna be tough to beat him, and them not to want that the MVP pretty much to not be the Super Bowl MVP. If the Patriots to win, it's gonna be very tough for an underdog. It would have to be a complete crazy game by the running back to almost have 200 yards rushing, something like that.
For any bets for the Super Bowl, the only things I'm looking at right now are, I think, guesses at MVPs, because these odds will dramatically shift once the teams are set. And then I think that's it for now. Because once the Super Bowl comes out, we'll do a whole show because there's so many bets.
You go to touchdown score right now?
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. You know what? I thought the lines would be much higher.
Yeah, I don't think they're not that high. But if you're gonna pull the trigger, you pull the trigger now, right? Puka, when game kicks off, if the Rams are in, Puka's not gonna be plus 350
for sure.
I
was looking more like New England. Like we all think New England's gonna make it,
Yeah,
You get Ramon Stevens at plus 225. He's going to be
that's decent.
minus. He's going to be minus.
Yeah, he's gonna be
something.
minus
Yeah.
like one, especially if against the Rams.
Like this actually probably is a gem right here. Actually, to be honest with you.
It is
Like we are now getting probably plus 100, 150 more than
more.
we will get once it
Absolutely.
settles. So you might want to look. I would say to the listeners, look at the New England Patriots. I think the Rams and Seattle can go either way. I really do. I don't think the Denver game and the New England game could go either way. I think it's going to be closer than people think, but I think New England's the better team with a better quarterback.
Yeah.
So you can have an opportunity here with Ramon Stevens scoring a touchdown on the ground. They would be paying you know, in that case, you would want them to play the Rams because the Rams' run defense is not as strong as the Seattle's run defense. But you know,
Yeah,
like you said, you can look Puka.
yeah, and I do. I think Adams is his go-to guy for touchdowns. But I think, like you said, Ramon Stevenson, I think this is a gem, like you said, because when kickoff comes, this more likely will be minus 130, minus 125. This will not be plus money. So I agree. I agree absolutely. You have to put this in before the game if this is the move you want to make. And I think it will be because, like you said, we're kind of all on New England making it, and I think this makes a lot of sense. So if you want to do first touchdown as well, it would be looking at now. I think first touchdown is always tricky because it's never who you think it is. And I always think it's a surprise of who it is.
Yeah, like a tight end, AJ Barner or something like that.
Yeah, like AJ Barner, you know, Boudier. I think he's been doing well. You know, Booty. I'm sorry, Booty. You know, those. You know, Demario Douglas. You know, those are guys that you kind of look. I mean, shit, defense. Like it's always somewhere out of the blue that happens. So you know, this is where you kind of gambling at that point. So, but I mean, I think those are good picks. I think you know, if you want, go ahead and lock those in now. If not, you can wait and kind of get a little bit closer to game time. All right, for our last little kind of piece here that I think is kind of interesting, and we've always talked about how the NIL is and the portal is just destroying college football. Well, it kind of came full circle, and I want to bring up this story here, and you can kind of add to it if you can, bro, because I know you added this in the chat. But Duke is suing Darian, is it Mensah?
Mensa.
Mensa to block transfer and enforces NIL deal. So let me look it up real quick again. But from what I have right now, Masai was entering the transfer portal on January 16th amid the interest from the Miami. Now Duke is suing him to enforce his multi-year NIL contract, which bars him from contacting other schools or monetizing elsewhere, securing a temporary restraining order that blocks enrollment, playing, or NIL deals at rivals until February 2nd hearing. His attorney expects a quick resolution where Duke eyes a replacement quarterback and insists on contract compliance. This case highlights tensions between NIL deals and player mobility in college football. What we also know is that he is stuck in the transfer portal right now, from what my understanding is. What do you think about this, and how does this actually shape moving forward?
Well, yeah, he's not stuck in the transfer portal. He has a direction. The question is, will he be able to go that direction?
Okay.
Yeah, this is interesting because, like you said, it's the wild, wild west, you know, rearing its ugly head right now with the NIL transfer portal situation. I understand. I think Darren Mensa is a good quarterback. He did a lot of good work for Duke, led him to a ACC championship game against Virginia. And what's the tricky part about it is that he had signed a 2-year NIL deal with Duke. I think he was actually one of the highest deals for a quarterback in college football. I think it was like a 2-year, $8 million NIL deal. And it's all going to depend on what's in the bylaws of the contract. think the contract is like 44 pages long. And I
Mhm.
think what the lawyers are saying is that this actually traps him as far as his NIL and ability to make NIL anywhere else. So what's happening is Miami has stepped in here. Obviously, they're losing Carson Beck.
Yeah.
They see an opportunity with Mensa,
Yeah.
and Miami has offered him like a $10 million NIL deal, along with other incentives of like extraordinary opportunity in Miami. And then I think it's even to the point where they extended it to his sister can get a full ride to Miami. Like it's like a big, crazy
Yeah, it's a big
situation
deal.
for Mensa that can, transition over. So I understand. The problem with that is that Mensa had already had a 2-year deal, and Duke was already solidified at the quarterback position, and then he jumps into the portal the last day of the portal, which I also think is a breach of the contract because I believe the contract says if he is to enter the portal, it has to be up to like 48 hours or something like that. Obviously, there's reports and there's stamps of when he's entering the portal the last day, which does what to Duke? Now, Duke thought they had a quarterback, right? They didn't have to worry about the money and investing into another quarterback because they had a quarterback, and then a quarterback is deciding to leave. Kind of puts Duke at an unfair potential situation of their quarterback of the future and moving forward to their season. So that's where it is. Now, can they stop Mensa from transferring and going anywhere
And then
else?
the judge denied it, right?
Right, they can't. But he won't be able to get paid. That's where it is. Right?
Okay.
Oh, he can go to Miami, but that $10 million NIL deal is locked because he's in contract with Duke's NIL 2-year deal.
So what you put in here,
from,
legal experts have been clear. If school wants to stop athletes from playing elsewhere, they have to admit athletes are employees and sign employment contracts, not NIL deals.
Yes. The problem with that is that they're not stopping him from playing elsewhere. That's where the loophole is. You can go where the fuck you want to go, but your money's going to be here. Right.
So as long as he's not wearing Duke, they don't have to pay him, obviously.
Well, he can go and play in Miami. He can go and play for wherever he wants to play for.
Yeah.
But those NIL deals that he will be able to receive from from Miami, they will not be able to happen because they own the rights. Ultimately, what they're saying within his contract to his NIL possibilities.
Mm.
So they own the name and image licensing of him. So he can go to Duke and play. He just won't be able to get paid.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it gets a little tricky here.
Yeah, that's interesting. You bet on yourself to go to a prestigious football titan who seems to have resurrected their program. Even though they're going to lose a lot of talent, you still got Tony there. Both ends are going to be gone, right? Was it Bain Jr.?
Yeah, they're both gone.
And then what number 3? I forget his name.
Yeah, like something with an M2.
So they'll both be gone. I don't know what they did where they rank in the transfer portal, but I would expect Miami Hurricanes to be a good football team next year.
Yeah, they lose a couple of O-linemen too. I think a couple of the guys going first round. So they're going to be losing.
It's those linemen. I mean, Bain Jr. is the best defensive lineman in the league.
Yeah.
In the country. And he should be a top 3 pick, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think you got like a top
5.
10 offensive tackle also there.
Yeah.
Projected. So, I mean, it's tricky. It's unfortunate. Like you said, I think Darren is in a tough situation. But again, I think if he's going to say anything,
he just got $4 million. He'd be all right.
I know, right? I think if you're going to say anything to these young guys, is don't sign multiple year NIL deals.
But I think he can flip this on. I think he can switch it too, because I think if he goes to Miami, he can say it's not always about the money; it's about the opportunity, right? So he can kind of turn this around and say, I don't know what's in the NIL deal, but can he get sponsorships? Can he do anything outside of, can we get creative on how we can make money? And I got 4 M's from last year. So I'll be all right until I get to the league. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if I'm leaving $4 million on the table. I don't care where the fuck I'm doing. I'm not leaving 4 extra M's on the table to play at Miami. I'm just not for no fucking opportunity. I don't give a fuck about that opportunity. $4 million, I will get here, and I'm still gonna have an opportunity to go to the NFL too. So
I mean, there's a lot of things in Miami outside of money, brother.
Listen, it ain't $4 million worth of things.
These are facts. These are facts.
I don't care what you got.
These are facts. These are big facts, man. Oh, man, what a great show. We had a lot of people chiming in. We had a lot of names that I've never seen before, so I appreciate y'all for chiming in. Make sure, again, hit that like, hit that follow. Follow the movement. Be a part of the money team. We got members who come on here live and talk with us. So if you're interested in that, make sure you join the membership program. Go ahead and go to the MoneyPot YouTube channel. Just type in MoneyPot. I'll show pop up. Hit the join button. Come on, become a member. See what's up with the gang. See what's up with us, and come on and speak your piece on one of the shows live, which I think is a fun thing for our members and our folks to do. So myself, I'm Moss Money. Let's be humble. We will see you guys next week for another MoneyPot Nights. We're out of here.